What's going on, everybody? It's me, your boy, Mr. H.A. Double, back with a, you know what? I don't know what we want to call this. You can call this a rant. You can call this my words. You can call this me hating. Some of you may call it, hating on somebody or whatever. But I'm gonna be honest with you, man. I just felt the need to have to say this and have to do this. Now, for most of you who are subscribed to my channel, you know that I frequently do fight boxing predictions and post-fight wrap-ups. But and I've debated this for quite some time of whether or not I wanted to do this, man. But I think the time is right that I say this, and not everybody's going to agree with this, but I could care less. I'm gonna say it anyway. I've been watching boxing for a very long time. I've got quite a few homeboys who actually box professionally. I got some. I know a lot of professional boxers. I live right down the street from a lot of professional boxers. But and I have great respect for the sport. You know, I grew up when guys were, when they matched, if you felt like this, if the number one guy went against the number two guy, the best, it was the best of the best. It was none of, politics. I'm not gonna say politics, but like the money really didn't play a factor back then. When I grew up on boxing, I grew up in the Hearns and Hagelin and Leonard and Roberto Duran, Meldrick Taylor, the terrible Terry Norris, Michael Grant, David Tua, I mean Mark Two Shop Johnson, DC Zone, Stevie Two Shop Johnson, B Hop. I grew up on legends like that, honestly. But today in today's boxing, man, it's like I don't know. It's like everybody's being cute with everything, and I'm just like, match up, put. Let's make some fights happen. Give us the fights that the fans want to see. Don't let people duck wreck. And what I mean by duck wreck, for those of you that don't know, duck wreck means you ain't really trying to get in there and get down with that man. Because you know what time it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can stand in front of a camera, you can stand in front of a news reporter, and you can say this and you can say that, but deep down inside, when it comes to throwing them hands, you ain't really built for that. And a lot of fighters aren't built for that. A lot of guys now, man, when they get in the ring after they won or they beat somebody, they do a lot of this. You know what I'm saying? But they know what time it is because they try and get that bag. I don't knock them. Hey, get your money. Get your money however possible. But, that's it. That's what I feel like takes away from the actual sport. You can ask anybody now. If you name a certain boxer, if you follow boxing like that and you name a certain boxer that's not really a household name, most of the people gonna be like, who was that? If you tell them that it's a fight, they're gonna be like, who was that? Who fighting? And then if you mention the person's name, if it's not a name that they recognize, the first thing that they're gonna say is, oh, okay, all right. Which means that they ain't gonna watch it. Now, if you say Mayweather or Pacquiao or something like that, you might get somebody that's gonna watch it. Like, oh, okay, who fighting? Pacquiao or Mayweather. Oh, okay, all right, I'll watch it. But a lot of these guys do a lot of this, man, and we get less. We don't get those fights. I'm saying this to say this: we don't get those fights, the caliber of fights that we used to get back then. Now, some of you may say, well, you know what? You don't get those caliber of fights anymore because it's not really that many good fighters out there anymore. So, with all that being said, I said all of that to say this. You know, I've debated this for quite some time on whether or not I wanted to do this video, man, but I feel as though, there's no better time than now. For the past 5 or 6 years, we've all been hearing whether or not Manny Pacquiao would face Floyd Money Mayweather. I'm a diehard fan of Floyd Money Mayweather, man. I've been one since his first fight at the age of 19 years old. But man, I'm gonna be honest with you, and I've supported Floyd 100% to the max. I actually gave up on the chance of Floyd ever fighting Manny because I said, you know what, every time we got closer to a date, it just seemed like something would fall through. It would be random drug testing or the money ain't right. And come on, man, back in the day, that kind of BS would never happen. Hey, listen, number one going against number two, the best of the best. Let's get in there, let's throw down. Whatever happens, happens. But none of this being cute and this glove talk and all this. So come on, man. You know what I mean? It's time to get down to business, man. It's 2015 and we're facing some of the same BS in boxing. Now I know it's a lot of contracts and I know it's a lot of paperwork and it's a lot of things that goes on that we don't see, that they don't show us. But like enough of this BS. So with all that being said, I say this, Floyd, man, we got 2 weeks left in January. 2 weeks left in January, and before you know it, it's over. Manny Pacquiao and his camp has already said, listen, if there's nothing settled, if they haven't found a date and they haven't resolved this, if Floyd, haven't worked out a date or worked out whatever issues he's having as far as making this fight happen, then the fight with Mayweather is off. So my thing is this, Mayweather, you got all the bread in the world, Slim. You got all the bread in the world. You ain't strapped for no bread. Now, of course, he ain't gonna get in the ring and fight for free, but you ain't strapped for no bread, my man. Get in there and fight that man. Get it over with. There's nobody else in the boxing game right now that Floyd could fight that would be a bigger draw than Manny Pacquiao, even if the fight is long overdue. There's nobody else in the boxing game right now at that division that Floyd could fight. Forget all that talk about Floyd going up and fighting Martinez or going up and fight this or fighting Gennady Golovkin. At this point in his career, he's not doing that. He's not doing that. Call it what you want to call it. He's not going to do that. But as a fan, Floyd, I'm sorry. I hope you see this video, Slim. Man, fight that man. Get it over with. Don't drag this along. It's nothing else to drag along. Man, fight Manny. You understand what I'm saying? You've given us you've told us everything that we need to hear. He needs to agree to this, and I want to clean up the sport, and I want to. All right, Slim. All right, I hope that we do clean up the sport. I hope that they do clean up the sport. But enough of this talk, like it's Manny and them trying to rock. Ain't none of that. He's having financial problems. None of that got to do with the fans, and none of that got to do with boxing. Floyd always says 1,000,001 times, and I love Floyd, man, but Floyd always says, hey, you know what I mean? I want to clean up the sport, and I just want everything on an even playing field. I respect that. I respect that. But let's keep everything on an even playing field and get in the ring and fight this man. What's the excuse now? What's the hold up now? It shouldn't be no hold up. It shouldn't be no hold up. Whether Manny is having financial problems or not, that ain't your concern. Get in the ring and give the fans what they want. You say you fight for the fans, cuz. Come on, Slim. Fight that man. Get this over with. This is long overdue, man. This has gone on too long. Now, he's already said, I'm giving Floyd a January deadline. Floyd hasn't made any decisions by then it's over. So with that being said is, man, stop playing all these games, man. It don't take that much for this fight to get done. Forget all that mess about, I don't want to do business with Bob Arum. We ain't worried about that. Bob ain't in there throwing them hands. Bob Arum ain't in there throwing them hands. Al Heyman ain't in there throwing them hands. Fight this man. Because if it's anything outside of you fighting him, it's going to look like you ducking him. And Floyd has been in the ring with some lions. Some of you disagree. I know some of you disagree. But Floyd has been in that ring with some lions. Manny's fought a couple of animals here and there. So what's the hold up, Floyd? Come on, man. Get this deal done, man. Go on ESPN right now, whatever, and tell that man, listen, let's make this fight happen. May 2nd, whichever, Caesar's Palace, you know what I'm saying, Las Vegas, whatever. Make it happen, man. Anybody that Floyd fights outside of Manny Pacquiao right now, it would be uncivilized. With that being said, I'm your boy, Mr. H.A. Double, man. To the next boxing video, man. This is probably one of the last times you're going to ever see me do a video or like a rant, because I don't do rant videos, but this has been on my mind for quite some time, so it needed to be said. Until then, I'm your boy, Mr. H.A. Double, man. Follow me on Twitter, Double36Double. You can look me up on Facebook as well, too, at Straight Chair Hall. To the next video, man. I yell at y'all. I'm out.